Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This was to be the feature race, and I was halfway through just running these two cars right here. I had not run the Skyline or the Turbine Sublime yet, and I hate pre-running. I like being surprised with you guys, but so I didn't, so I filmed. So I probably should have pre-run this one. I mean, with how low it sits, it's okay on the seamless track. There's some cars that are low sitting that don't do well on the seamless. However, my transition's pretty damn smooth, and this thing gets caught up. I'll show you. See, it rolls fine. I mean, that's going all the way to the finish. That thing rolls like a banshee. It's great. Watch what happens here, though. Once you get caught. Hang on. See it get caught? Almost to a stop. So yeah, it was running like high 22s when I think it would have been running really, really good times. Now, for you guys with a smoother track, thinking about David, I'm thinking about Dale, this would probably do pretty well. I really, really like what I saw of it just in free rolling, but anybody with any kind of transition, and mine is not severe at all. I mean, it provides what I've tested as maximum speed. Cars max out on my track, so it's the transition. In his place was going to be the star of the show today, so we are going to insert him into the race. It is this Color Shifters T-Bird Stalker. I think it's going to be in and around the weight of these other cars. So let's open him up, give him a look, and we're going to face him up against the 70 Pontiac Firebird. When I filmed earlier, I mean, I was featuring the looks of this car. I mean, this is a great car to collect if you're collecting exotics. So if you feel that your transition is one to drag, go ahead and get this for the collection. I mean, it's fantastic. If you think it'll run in your track, I think it's going to be a good runner for you because these wheels work really, really well. And yeah, it was a grocery store case that I found all these cars in. I'll call it the L case though, because I think these are in the L case. I can't be sure. I haven't seen too much of that. But let's bring him into the picture, and we'll feature him first up. This was going to be the star of the show as a bonus. We have a metal bottom Color Shifters, but you know what that means, plastic body. So, boy, if they could ever get the combination. They did on a couple cars. There was a couple cars out there that did pretty well with a metal-metal combination. But this guy has that iridescent 05, if you can see it, or yeah, it's 05. Pretty cool, huh? Now, I don't know what happens, if you warm it up or wet it or whatever, but I think, obviously things change with its color. Look at those wheels, though. Really, really excited about the nickel-plated axles and these wheels. Let's get him on the scale. And don't you love those Color Shifters? 29.5 grams. It's actually more than what I anticipated even in the package. I mean, usually these cars weigh somewhere between 27 and 32, but I didn't think this one had much to it. It's an egg, basically, an eggshell. The Thunderbird is going to get worked, and I was going to do it before and after, but I don't think these Color Shifters are worth anything stock, so I'm going to work him, and he's going to face this 1970 Pontiac Firebird. Love the blown engine. I love the core supports in the engine bay. That cherry red or ketchup red paint is just amazing. The tampo work on it is phenomenal. It's small, it's hard to see, but the detail work is really, really well done. I like what they did with the interior and those flares on the ass end. Good detail work on the back too. Not a bad job by Hot Wheels. Again, I don't know if this is just a grocery store edition or if it is in the L case, but the 70 Pontiac Firebird comes in at 32.5. Let's get these two in the line. Two great looking cars in the line, and guys, yeah, those Color Shifter wheels work just as you would have expected. They're pretty amazing. Let's see if any of these two cars, however, translate to speed. Color Shifters taking race one in an unimpressive 2186 to a 2188. We'll switch them. This will be race 2 of 2. Only the case races get the four race heats. So here we have a 2/1000th advantage for the T-Bird Stalker. time, Firebird answered, takes the race, 2181 to 89. So the red turtle wins it. The gold turtle goes probably in the heap. All right, Turbine Sublime is up next. That great neon blue, love that. That's pretty damn cool. Did really well with his casting. I don't know if there's any speed to it. I'm pretty excited. The bumper's up, so at least we're going to see it max out at whatever speed that is. I'm not expecting anything out of any of these cars, but it's just good to see some newer model castings to see if there's anything there. 33.1. The 2022 line, guys, I thought was one of the better ones since I've been doing it in terms of finding the freaks that are legitimately fast. Really, really fast. But 23 so far have been very disappointing. Other than that Rally Special, which I have a freak because there are many others I raced just didn't add up. This is the Liberty Walk Skyline. Love those wheels. And he's Meteor, I think. Yep, 40.6. So love the weight. Let's get these bad boys in the line. Let's see what they can do. One more look at this car. This car is pretty cool. That sky blue with that Tampo, that just looks great. That's racing. Race 1 of 2. Liberty Walk is out. Skyline 2162 to a 2216. We'll call that one and done, right, Bubba? Let's get the Liberty Walk and the Pontiac Firebird in the line. And so there's our final in the Race of the Turtles. None of these cars are worth cracking the pack open. Definitely nice cars to collect, but yeah, keep them in the pack, guys. Let's get these guys in the line. And in your Turtle finals today, they sit there staged and ready. Skyline in the left lane, Firebird in the right lane. Liberty Walk taking it to town right now, 2152 to 2184. Let's switch it up one more time. And Liberty Walk ready to drag his ass. Race 2. Pulling at the line. Turtleish speed of 2149 to 2177. We can't end there, guys. We'll let's get a bonus. All right. This Matchbox Toyota Supra Superfast was in the case last week, but when you're a gatekeeper in any of the cases, you are vulnerable. And so once he got bumped out, we did a rework on him here a couple nights ago, and I think the garage work is going to pay off. I really like what I'm seeing. And this car was running 21 teens to low 2120s, but that is where the 51 to 60 class is right now. It's pretty crazy. Reason I got this guy out of the Murata dealership, which I have, it's basically a freaking Murata Carvana. I just keep pulling them out. I forgot that I had all these cars. There's just so many back in the day. So interesting thing about him is he is a under 51 gram car, so he's actually in another class. So we will race these two, but then each of them are going to get a shot at the case. Let's weigh them up and let's race them. Toyota Supra 55.1. Liking this car. It was always iconic. Always, some guys had some speed out of them. I could never find speed. Finally found one. So yeah, they do exist. They do exist, and he's definitely one. Really consistent runner. Beautiful Murata. I can't remember if this was mint package or just mint loose. But yeah, just a great example. Again, the Carvana dealership that I have of Muratas is stupid. But there's what I like. 50.8 grams. Let's see what we got out of these two. Two different weight classes and iconic cars. And just as an aside, because I know it's in the frame, these aren't Arcanes. We're young guys. These were my wife's parents. This was my mother-in-law's, and that was my father-in-law's. They were very sweet, dear people, and it was just sentimental for my wife, and so she puts them in entry umbrella stand. So that's what those are about. Yeah, you always see them in the background. Don't know what I never needed to explain that, but in case you're wondering. All right, let's get it going for race one. That's a good race. Super got it. 21:24 to 33. I'm not liking the speeds out of any of those in terms of getting in the case, but let's switch them up. Race 2 of 2. Super's up 9/1000. Let's see what happens. Hoping for a break-in. The Murata looking serious. Supra not responding well to the garage work. The Murata, yeah, maybe. So let's run them one more time just to break them in, and then we'll take them to the case. All right, guys, always experimenting. So we took the Supra back in the garage. I have no idea what the result's going to be, but I've been experimenting with powder that's not graphite. And I've had a lot of success over the last, say, 7 days. I only raced yesterday and then last weekend, but pretty interesting. That's what this guy got, and he was sitting in the attic. And they were in the attic for a reason. What was this guy running? 2130? See what happens here with the new dust. Supra. 2126 to 31. We'll switch it. He still beat the Murata, though. He didn't beat him before. But let's see what happens. The jury's still out, but let's see if there's a break-in on race 2. He's up a few, and after this, we'll test these guys in each of their respective cases. No better, no worse. 2131. Murata, though, with the new gunpowder is 2119. So interesting. Maybe it applies to different wheels differently, but really liking I'm seeing the response out of the Murata because it was running 2140s, 2150s. Yeah, pretty dramatic. Yeah, and doing some testing last week with experimenting. I did everything up to my top 4. Those cars are just absolutely lethal. But this seventh fastest car in the case, and I'll show you what it does here in a single lap, and then we'll get back to the other cars and challenge them in the cases. Right now, anything under 2095 is pretty serious. Not too bad. I wasn't running that before. I was probably running mid-90s, so a few ticks here, a few ticks there. Yeah, pretty cool. 50.3 grams for the front ring Fairmont. Boy, I hope I wasn't running camera. We'll find out. And the 50.7 Murata that we just tested. I think this Gatekeeper's in trouble. 41 to 50 metal base class Gatekeeper race right now. Race number 1. Oh yeah, the top end there. 16 to whatever. We had the spacer in still. We're just going to go without. That was a beat, and if the Fairmont wins the next race, fine. If it doesn't, obviously the Murata takes this race. But that was probably at least I'm going to say a 10,000th beat. Race 2, if the Murata wins it, it takes the spot. If the Fairmont wins it, then we'll switch it up. And of course, the Fairmont wakes up and rolls a 2117 to 2120. It has a 3/1000th advantage heading into the next race, and that race will determine it. They're hauling some bud here in the Gatekeeper spot for the 41 to 50 metal base class. Fairmont is up 3. Just for this Gatekeeper spot, we'll keep it at these 2 races, and then after that, we'll go to the 4 race format. Yeah, that's the Murata. Got him by more than that. By 3. I
cannot remember what the Fairmont beat him by. I thought it was by 4, so I think the Fairmont keeps his spot. Faster time and a bigger beat. I don't go by the times, but if you're looking at that, got him by both.
Yeah, it's a fast class right now. Definitely a fast class, and that Murata's held his gatekeeper spot in the 41 to 50 metal base class. All right, any of these cars in the 51 to 62 could rework their way into the top 24 case. That's where it is right now. Right now, we have two Johnny Lightnings sitting at the bottom, and so let's get out the gatekeeper Johnny Lightning, Black with Flames Camaro. I did find a new liquid just yesterday that made one Johnny Lightning car that I was really disappointed in. It made it a lot faster. Could not believe it. So we'll see what happens here. But it's that Cuda convertible. I'll show you here. Beautiful car. You know, a few guys are running it right now in the yellow one. This is the white version. And it was a little sluggish, gotta be honest, with the PTFE. So we've been continuing to experiment with some safe liquids, you know, for the JL axles, and I might have found something here. So based on what happens after camera, I'll be probably doing some testing to this Gatekeeper JL to see the difference in times. But I definitely saw about a 15 to 20 thousandths difference in speed here. So I'm always trying stuff, guys. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to find out if that Supra is one of the cars that's not responding, because right now that new Dust, I've been okay with it. You know, this has been the only car that Supra that's going to be on the line that hasn't really responded to it, so I'm a little surprised there. Yeah, let's see what the JL has for the Supra Matchbox. For the gatekeeper spot in the 51 to 62 metal base class is the Matchbox Toyota Supra challenging the 69 Black with Flames Johnny Lightning Camaro. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa. 14 to 24. Oh my. Let's switch that up.
All right, full disclosure, because I knew this thing was going to get hurt, at least so I thought, I did a laggard wheel rework. There was one wheel that I did not like, so I just put a little bit in, and oh my gosh. So learning something every day with this stuff, so it's pretty crazy. That's a dramatic improvement. 10 1,000ths advantage heading into race 2. Can he put this Black with Flames Camaro to bed? Wow, that's some speed there.
Down to 8 1,000ths advantage for the Matchbox Supra, but 21.13 for that Matchbox. That's crazy, guys. 21.11 for that JL. Nuts for the gatekeeper spot of a weight class.
The Supra is up 6, race 3. What? I think the JL was a little bit surprised there in that first one.
So right now, the JL with 11 1,000ths advantage is up 5 1,000ths heading into the last race. That's moving.
If you're an arm wrestling fan like I am, which I doubt you are, there's one of the biggest matches of the year today. Devin Larratt from Canada is going against Hermes Gasparini from Italy. Hermes is one of the youngest, pretty much the strongest guy in the league right now, but Larratt has that staying power that no one else has ever had in the history of the sport. This JL showing me a little bit of Devin Larratt right now. He's up 5 heading into race number 4.
Can a JL close him out, or can a Supra bring a surprise?
Supra's out. Supra's out. And he got the spot. He was down 5.
And there's your times. 21.15 to 21.21 with a 6 1,000ths beat. He takes the spot by 1 1,000ths. Love the 4 race match format. Oh my God. Here we go. Which means he's going to get the new treatment. Cannot wait. I'm not not happy that he lost, but the fact that he lost puts him out of the, on the outside looking in. Yeah, we'll try to get him back here. And if there's any response like I saw out of that convertible, good night. Okay, let's move him up just one because that was such a close beat. I'm not sure he's going to get by his compadre here, but let's give it a shot. We'll try the 69 Black with Flames number 2. Who doesn't like to see the Black with Flames running anyway? You know what I mean? Here we go. So the laggard wheel rework of Hermes Gasparini just pulls out everything it had in the last race there. That was pretty cool. Anyway, back to car racing, not arm wrestling. So we have the second Black with Flames sitting in the number 14 spot in the 51 to 62 metal base class. Yeah, that BWF's pretty good, pretty solid runner. Decent times, 16 to 21, 5 1,000 speed. Camaro up 5, race 2. Put him to bed. I put him to bed. Camaro with a 9 1,000 speed. However, we had a 5 1,000 speed there before. Yeah, he put him to bed after 2 races. 21:03. That is sizzling times. We're gonna have to maybe take a look at him too, based on the response I get from another JL. But right now, we do have a new car in the case, which I think is vulnerable as hell. Considering number 14 just ran 21:03 and 21 teens, yeah, that car's still vulnerable. Did a nice recovery, real nice recovery. I liked seeing it. So we're on to something there for sure, especially based on what I'm seeing in the top case. It's nuts, and based on what I'm seeing elsewhere, other cars. But yeah, this guy here, we're gonna go off camera and do some testing here, guys. So this one, that'll gotta keep a little bit of a secret here. What's going on? I'm definitely not going to be sharing either of the dust or the liquid I'm using. But yeah, pretty good initial results. But it's got to be consistently consistent before I can say to myself that I'd found something. But other than that, guys, appreciate you. Keep on having a good summer, and we'll catch you down the road.